In this video, we delve into the heart-wrenching journey of the Tembe family 3 years after the tragic loss of Anele Tembe. In this exclusive video, Moses Tembe breaks his silence, sharing personal reflections and seeking truth amidst the lingering questions. Stay tuned in for an intimate look at the family's quest for justice and peace. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for updates.
For the family, we're still feeling so much pain. We're still feeling so much anguish out of the passing on of our daughter, Anele. In fact, I could tell you that our hearts remain so shattered into pieces by the passing on of Anele. But having said that, by grace of God, our hearts are still beating. Anele was quite a lively a child who made friends. I must say, she was always, positively disposed to good environments around her. She loved reading, she loved sport, she knew what she wanted in life. So as a family, when we reflected on what we could do to keep her legacy and spirit alive, because she loved reading, and library was always a happy space for her. We could not find a project more appropriate than doing this library. We thought that it's not only keeping her legacy and name alive, but it's a project that is adding value to other kids. My family came in and I was preparing to go to church that day, and unexpectedly my brothers came to deliver the very sad news. It was quite painful. In fact, I could use a metaphoric word where I was quite gutted. That sinking feeling, where you feel like there is someone who is, taking the guts out of your stomach. It was quite painful. What made it worse, really, is to hear the news as to what happened. And I was in Durban as we live here, so I could not be there, obviously. And when we switched on the TV, because they were telling us that the news are actually running on on TV, to see your daughter lying there covered in foil, it's quite a traumatic experience, and at the time we did not have any details other than that she's fallen. So one was beginning to think who was there at the time she fell, and we're told that she was alive for something like 20 minutes. I began to say, oh, who was there, who saw her? So there were many questions which added more pain to the whole experience. So it was quite painful, yeah. So Anele loved her life, how much she respected herself, I knew, her plans, how much, she was looking forward to the next chapter of her life. I also knew that the way she loved herself, she would not strip naked and throw herself, down. So at the time we hadn't received much background, but from what we could see, from what we've heard as facts, that she was actually recognized by or found out by some other lady in the street, and so on and on, unattended to. One got a sense that there could be some foul play, but one was not there. This matter is a subject of the inquest, and I truly believe that the process must be respected. It would be amiss of me to get into the details of the inquest. In fact, it would be out of order. So I really think that we need to give space to the process. As you know, the police had been in touch with us all the way. They cooperated with the family. They kept us informed of all the developments. So given what we've had at the time, the information which was at our disposal, there was an expectation that there will be a prosecution. But obviously, we were not judging anyone at the time. We looked forward to that prosecution, which would have led to a closure. Obviously, at the room where Anele is alleged to have fallen, he was with someone, So the police never told us who was going to be prosecuted. The police advised us that they were, had a strong case, and they will prosecute.
I almost have a sense that you don't want to say his name.
Yeah, she was in the company of Kenan, very true, but that it follows that Kenan was going to be prosecuted, and that Kenan was guilty of anything. No one knows about that. To that point, it has always been critical for the family to have Kenan on the box, whether as a witness or as an accused. For us, a proper closure required that the last person who was with our daughter be present. As you would remember, Kenan was not just a boyfriend. Kenan was a fiancé, and Kenan had approached us. He wanted to marry our daughter. We had accepted him as a son too. And
you liked him?
Definitely. I liked Kenan. And believe me, I'm the first person to tell you that Kenan never put his foot wrong in front of me. He never said anything amiss. I liked him a lot. I met him on stage. He was performing with the orchestra. I knew nothing about Kenan. I'm not into this type of music. But I said, GWS, if he could perform with the orchestra, he must be something. And to that point, whatever that people were saying later about him, I gave him the benefit of doubt right up to the last day. So I loved Kenan so much. And to that point, for us as a family, me in particular, you know, as some kind of head of that family, I kept on saying to my children, to my parents, and everyone who was affected by this, it's important to treat Kenan like our own child, so that we can actually be objective as this process starts. So that was our attitude, and that continues to be our attitude to this day. I object to anyone who suggests that Kenan killed our daughter. I'm saying we need to lead evidence, and the evidence will tell us exactly what happened. It is unfortunate, and obviously it is a painful experience when you hear people making those insinuations and making those allegations. As I said to you, these type of allegations are in the social media, and people who make those allegations are faceless people. As you know, no one comes forward and say, look, I've got this evidence. In fact, I'm basing my allegation on these facts. Police, no doubt about it, we all have been reading about this case. Police, I think, you know, they've investigated the matter. They've never approached me, and I'm not surprised. They've never approached me. But I have no doubt that they've investigated this matter quite thoroughly, and people who had any evidence, shred of evidence around what happened there, I'm sure they've been interviewed by the police. So really, I have been saying to our family, we can choose to comment on what faceless people are saying, or keep trusting the legal system of this country, that they will come to the conclusion that will give the Forbes family a closure. But let me also touch on this matter at a high level. No doubt you are aware that this is a matter which is sub judice, and no one wants to say anything that influences the process in any fashion. And I'm certainly not here to defend myself or the name of our family. I can tell you now that anyone who knows our family very well, who knows me very, very well, is not among the faceless people who are making those insinuations. I think at the right time as well, once that legal process has been completed, as a country, we need to reflect on the rationale behind killing someone because he has wronged you. You know, I did indicate to you that that inquest and closure for the family will never be complete without Kenan. If there's one family that wanted Kenan alive, it's our family. To see him there with his own mouth telling us exactly what happened on that fateful day. I would even dare say, you know, this blame squarely squarely belongs to those individuals in Cape Town. You know, I think it's high time we do not blanket issues and say NPA is this, NPA is that. We need to be focusing on the individuals responsible. Those individuals have not done their job well. Our lawyer hasn't tabulated all the reasons. In fact, we attended the last session. All we saw were lawyers representing the Forbes family who were objecting to this, objecting to that, this issue, that other issue. I think they were doing that within their rights. We know that there are a number of documents which were meant to be certified and other issues which were meant to be done between October and now. That delay between October and now is totally unacceptable. Whilst we miss her, whilst we are in pain, but we are not grieving like people who have no hope. We know that at some point when that trumpet sounds, we shall meet in heaven.
Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share and subscribe.